And welcome back. We're taking a live look in downtown Temple. We're actually starting to become mostly clear. Temperatures are in those mid 30s here in town, and those winds coming out of the north at a very good clip at 20 miles an hour. And as a result of that winds, when you factor in those winds and those temperatures, it feels more like those mid 20s, and it's going to feel only even colder from here as the night moves on. And there you see those winds coming in from the north. There you see it behind that Arctic front, but out ahead of it, still quite in that warm air mass over in places like New Orleans, where that Sugar Bowl is right now. In fact, Ole Miss just tied the game on a touchdown pass, but we do have those colder temperatures sliding in and even some snowflakes passing through the Wichita Falls area over in that Red River Valley. But let's go hour by hour with these wind chills, because here's what I'm talking about. By the time we get to around 8 a.m., when you have that northerly flow and those cold temperatures, when you factor all of that in, it's going to feel like those lower teens and even some single digits in some of our northwestern zones in places such as Goldthwaite as well as Hillsborough and Meridian. So definitely want to bring out those heavier winter gears, as well as bring in those pets, bring in those plants, and also check your pipes as well and keep those faucets dripping, because you don't want frozen pipes. I know a lot of you guys had that situation play out last February during that winter storm, but as we go through tomorrow evening, we won't necessarily have these wind chills getting down to those teens, because those winds will be lighter in nature. But those winds coming out of the north at 20 to 25 miles an hour, we're looking mostly clear for tonight. Still actual temperatures in those low to mid 20s. We are watching those wind chills though getting down to those teens. Afternoon highs, we're only going to get to those lower 40s, folks, because those northerly flows, they're still going to be at a good clip, and it is still going to be quite blustery. So definitely want to bundle up if you're heading out this tomorrow afternoon. And yeah, make sure you have those layers as well, and make sure you have on a hat and gloves, because it's going to feel much colder than that actual air temperature. Thus, even though it is going to be a sunny day, I'm going to give that a 7 on the Joy meter, because it's going to be cold and windy as well, with highs well below average for this time of year. And let's go through these next 7 days, because there is a warm up coming, and that's the good news here, especially as we head through Monday and on into Tuesday. Monday, we barely touch 50. We are going to be mostly sunny instead of completely sunny, but then those winds shift and become more southerly as we head through the day on Tuesday. That's going to pump in some warm air and provide us some relief from those extremely cold temperatures. And then we have another Arctic front that's going to come through late Wednesday, and then we're going to drop to those mid 30s once again for your Thursday. But here's the good news about all this. Dry conditions over these next 7 days, at least in terms of preventing wintry precipitation. We do still need the rain. There are still some areas, especially our northwestern counties, that are in that severe drought, but it is still good that we are not facing any threats of winter precipitation, because high pressure is still going to be in place and we're still going to be seeing that drier air. However, by the time we get to around this time next week, we could be seeing a few isolated showers here or there, but other than that, I do expect us to be mostly dry throughout the course of these next 7 days.